On my phone right here is a very cracked AI agent. It can literally plan an entire business trip just from a single phone call. It speaks like a human, it understands exactly what you say, and can arrange everything from activities to hotels and even live flights. Today I'm going to show you what it sounds like, how it works, and then third also how real businesses like travel agencies are already using this new AI to save quite a lot of money every single year. If you are new to the channel, then welcome. My name's Leon. I've helped many different companies use AI to save tens and tens of thousands a year. If you would like to work with me and do the same for your business, then there is a link down below where I've just opened up 3 spots for a free AI consultation call. I hope to see you in there, and now let's dive into the live demo. Here we are inside of Vappy. Vappy is the brain behind these AI agents, and then we also have another few AI agents here on N8N. But before I get too technical, let me just show you what this sounds like.
Hey, this is Kate. How can I help you today?
I'd like to go from New York to St. Bart's, maybe for a week, and could we leave in 3 days?
That's absolutely. So just to confirm, you'd like to travel from New York to St. Bart's, departing in 3 days and staying for about a week. How many travelers will be going? And are there any particular activities you're interested in during your trip?
I'd like to go jet skiing and scuba diving, and I'm also just bringing my brother with me.
Perfect. So I have you and your brother traveling together with interests in jet skiing and scuba diving. Could you please provide your email address so I can send you the detailed travel plan once it's ready?
Sure. The email address, I'll spell it for you. It's liam@vaantq.de.
Thank you for spelling that out for me, liam@vaantq.de. Just to confirm, here's what I have before I finalize your plan: you and your brother will be traveling from New York to St. Bart's, departing in 3 days for a week-long trip with a focus on jet skiing and scuba diving. And I'll send the plan to liam@vaantq.de. Is everything correct?
Yeah, sounds good. Right, so I think you heard the notification there. As you can see, I have a new travel plan, and it has sent me everything. St. Bart's getaway awaits. Here are the different flight options, how much luggage I can, how much luggage I can take, how much it will cost, pictures of the hotels. I can click on these and actually get, wow, yeah, this is pretty cool. And then I can also go down to here, look, activities, right, water sports, adventures, St. Bart's. Wow, that's very thorough. Wow, very cool. Yeah, I think this needs no further explanation. Let me jump into how this would actually be used in a real world use case. So to do this, I usually use the ROI Calculator. It's a little app that I've made for myself. And say you have a travel agency. You will most likely have VIP guests who you want to handle yourself, right? In that case, AI wouldn't touch those. But you also have guests like me who just want a quick flight. Now, say you get 200 calls a day, right? Maybe 20% of those are VIP, which would mean that you've got 160 calls sent to the AI, which normally a human would handle. Now, we have a few things to look at here. A human can probably handle 180 calls per day. The AI costs about 12 cents per minute. This is the price from Vappy. This depends on how long the prompt is as well, by the way. In this case, it's only 10 cents because it's a short prompt, but I always like to work with conservative numbers. Then you can input what you would usually pay your employees to handle this. So for example, 40,000 a year. And the average call duration, in our case, it was, how long do we speak? Maybe for a minute or two. So not very long, but let's also just put it at 3 minutes. That would mean that you're currently paying 2 employees about 6 grand a month to handle all of these 160 phone calls, right? Now this is what you would be paying AI. So as you can see, without AI, you're paying the 6,000. With AI, you're only paying 1,000. Right? That's based on these usage minutes here. And you also see that there's 16,000 at the beginning. This would be, for example, the development costs. Not everything costs 16,000, right? You can get a lot for 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, right? It depends on the company that you're working with who will give you this estimate. If you'd like an estimate from me, how we can help your company do something like this, just use the link down below to book a free call, and we can figure out how much money we would save you. But now the interesting thing for you is the savings cumulative, right? So in this case, I never tell people this is how much you would pay, because you 100% always make a lot of money from this. Now, just in human savings, human labor savings, at the beginning, right, as you can see, you're still paying off the investment, which from my the way I can see it right now, this is a very large one. And then in the third month or second month already, you are positive, right? In the fourth month, so just after the first quarter of using this, you are saving 5 figures. And by the end of the year, only if you use this for 12 months, right? Let's say it's only a short-term solution for 12 months. It's $50,000. You save $50,000 by having an AI like this. And I can tell you one thing also, AI doesn't sleep, right? It's 24/7, people can make bookings, which means that you actually make more bookings on top of this. Your guests, well, not really your guests, but your customers are a lot more satisfied because they get instant service, and there's no more wait time. Like, quite genuinely, wait time is gone with this kind of solution because AI can handle 10 calls at once by default. So once again, if that sounds cool and you would like to figure out how this works for your business, link down below. And now let's actually get into how this works. So there's 2 parts to it. We have VAPI, which is where the AI agent lives, and then we have the system in N8N. Let's start with VAPI. If you've never heard of VAPI before, it's an AI phone agent system. And basically what you can do is you can give it first of all, choose the model, choose the, all of these settings that you want. Usually, I don't get too deep into this because the best ones are OpenAI and GPT 4.1. Then you can give it a welcome message of, hey, this is Kate, how can I help you today? And then you get into the prompt. Now you tell it this is your role, right? This is the context. You're working for a travel agency, for example, and telling an AI where it works is actually very beneficial. Next, you insert this, which basically tells it what the current time is. So you heard in the demo, I told it, let's leave in 3 days, and it knew that in 3 days, it's whatever it was, right? September 29th. And then you tell it specifics of how it has to collect the individual bits of information. And then you also tell it here, generate plan tool, right? So as you can see in the tool section, we have a tool called generate plan. And what that does is it sends information that we've just collected to N8N. So in N8N, we've just collected information, which then gets sent through to here. And first of all, we set some fields. So we basically get information from the AI. This is what the AI sends across, right? All of this code, all of this information. And in order to actually make sense of this, we put it into these variables here. So what we do is we tell it the origin is from, right? We can also look at this in here. Origin is from New York, right? That's what the AI sent through. The destination is from the destination 2 where we want to go is St. Bart's. Departure date is the 28th in this case, right? And then what we do is we basically pull all of this information, first of all, into N8N. And this changes every time from every call. Now next, I'm going to walk through this high level, because what happens next is we first of all have to get airport codes. So this module over here, this AI, gets airport codes like JFK, for example, from 4.0 and also locations and dates, right? So it has to format that correctly into the right structure as an output. And because in the next step, I'm getting ahead of myself, the reason why we're doing this is because in the next step here, actually down here, first of all, we're searching for flights. And the only way to search for flights is to have the airport codes, right? So we're basically telling the AI, this is the, here it is right here, this is the origin, this is the destination, these are the departure and return dates. Please tell me the airport codes. And GPT 4.0 knows this, then it formats this into the right code format to then later be used in this over here. Now for this we actually use things like I don't even know how to pronounce this, Travely.com, which is basically you can connect the AI to this to search for activities, right? And that will then return all of this data for jet skiing, for example. Next, you search for resorts, which is through SERP API, and we use the Google Hotels API engine to actually search for hotels. And then the same for flights. We use the data that we just got from the AI module before, right? This we pull into here and then search for flights based on those airport codes. Next, it all goes into the email agent, which takes all of that data that we just searched for and uses a model. In this case, we've just used 4.1. And 4.1 writes an email and then formats it into the right format here once again. It's always nice to tell the AI what output you expect. It formats that email and then puts it into Outlook. And in this case, right, we've told it, send the email to what we mapped up here, right? So we pulled in, for example, down here, the email that the AI sent across, and we reference that again down here, so that now this system can send the email to whatever you said on the call. And the actual message in the body is what this email agent just outputted. Right, and then we get a message like this with all of the links, all of the pictures, everything formatted nicely. And this is also how we get the pictures in there, by formatting it into, in this case, HTML. Alright, so I hope that you learned something new in today's video. As you can see, there's a lot of use cases for AI, and especially if you hook it up to many different services, you can get it to search for real-time data and actually do something very useful for yourself or your customers. If you would like to work with me and set this up, links are in the description. I look forward to hearing from you, and I will see you in the next video.